After getting a call about a break-in, police broke down GloRilla's Memphis home's door. They were shocked to find something much stranger inside than a break-in. Fans thought things couldn't get any messier until gospel singer and preacher Deitrick Haddon finally spoke out. Everyone was shocked by what he said. It's hard to believe that these two worlds just met and what that means for GloRilla's future. No one, not even the police, thought the night would take a sharp left turn when they were called to GloRilla's Memphis home for what seemed like a normal theft report. Early on, rumors spread quickly on social media about illegal drugs, people in handcuffs, and shocking findings that no one should have known about. Just as people were asking questions and being angry on the internet, gospel star pastor Deitrick Haddon posted a reaction that made things even worse. The strange link between a famous rapper and a well-known priest, how it all happened behind closed doors, and what it means for their reputations going forward are all things we'll be talking about next. You won't believe how this story turns out, especially when we look at police records, public statements, and exclusive insider information that wasn't in the news. Stay with us because we're about to go over everything you didn't know about the raid, the arrest, and Pastor Haddon's surprise message to the world. Now things get real and messy. Late last week, there was chaos in Memphis when cops broke into the home of rapper GloRilla after getting a 911 call about a possible break-in. When police arrived, though, it was clear right away that this wasn't a normal break-in. According to law enforcement sources, when the police arrived, they found several people inside the house. At first, they said they were house guests, but the police were suspicious right away because their stories didn't make sense. Officers said there were strong smells, strange packaging, and what they thought was illegal behavior going on inside the house. Within minutes, more help was called, and what started out as an investigation into a break-in quickly turned into a full-on raid. At the scene of the crime, several people were arrested. And GloRilla wasn't allegedly home during the first sweep, but she was questioned when she got back to the house later without knowing what was going on at the time. What's even worse than that? The police say they found things that are connected to a current criminal case, but they haven't said much about it yet. Many theories are going around, and some sources think this might have something to do with relationships GloRilla has tried to stay away from in the past. It couldn't come at a worse time. GloRilla has been getting a lot of attention for her big hits and her refusal to say sorry. But now that her house is being called a crime scene in the news, her whole career could be in danger. But just when everyone thought things couldn't get any worse, a name from out of the blue came into the chat, and that's when Pastor Deitrick Haddon stepped in. Pastor Deitrick Haddon, a Grammy-nominated gospel singer, controversial church leader, and reality TV star, didn't hold back when he talked about what was going on, which shocked both his followers and GloRilla's fans. While the news was still going around, Pastor Haddon posted a strong, unedited message on social media that split people. You can't play both sides. You will either walk on purpose or be pulled by the chaos of the world. GloRilla isn't the only one in trouble. It's about a group that gets sidetracked by fame and forgets what they believe in. The video that he said went viral. Haddon didn't name GloRilla at first, but the message was clear, he said. He talked a lot about how artists today are being sucked into spiritual traps that destroy their lives, fame, money, and risky relationships. What was even more offensive about his answer, he blamed not only the hip-hop community but also the black church, saying that preachers don't speak up when they see artists going downhill and don't try to help them. The leaders should be here. Where are the adults who were meant to help these kids before they died on the streets? Haddon said, Gloria isn't the first, but if we don't pay attention, she will be the last. Quickly, people fought back. Many of his friends praised his bravery, saying that he was telling the truth that others were afraid to say. Some people criticized him for chasing power when someone else was at their worst. But no matter what people thought, they couldn't deny that what he said had an effect. People who work behind the scenes say this wasn't just a chance message. It is said that Haddon is connected to a person who used to work with GloRilla. This may be why this hit so close to home. Some people are now wondering if his response isn't just based on spiritual worry. Was he warning her or letting her down? The internet was filled with reactions, interviews, and sermons from all over the place, but GloRilla herself was strangely quiet. There will be no tweets, Instagram stories, or comments, just total silence on the computer. That meant a lot coming from someone as loud and brave as GloRilla, but people who are close to her say that she wasn't being quiet out of fear. It was a smart thing to do. A person said that her lawyers and bosses told her right away not to say anything until they knew what the full effects would be. She was shocked. She didn't think the reaction would be this bad. Reports say that some of her future brand deals have been put on hold. There were rumors that she would work with a big fashion brand that wanted to use her in an ad about empowering women. Not only that, but some gospel artists who had previously backed her quickly deleted posts or stopped following her after the story broke. Behind the scenes, her team was working hard to fix the problems. They were meeting, changing their public relations plans, and getting advice from lawyers and image advisors. She wasn't just trying to save her job, it was to protect her image. Plus, don't forget that GloRilla's church friends slowly warmed up to her after she started talking about God in public and performing at a few gospel-themed events. That support that was starting to grow quickly fell apart. One church member wrote anonymously that she tried to live in two different worlds at the same time. Now she knows that you can't please both of them. Even though everything was going crazy around her, GloRilla was seen in Los Angeles a few days later, wearing dark sunglasses and a jacket with a hood. The press yelled her name, fans asked for pictures, but she didn't say a word. Her agent hasn't put out a statement or a press release, and she still hasn't apologized or explained herself. Fans are split on this. She is being defended by some who say she is being judged too strongly for one mistake. Others want someone to be held responsible, especially after seeing the video and Pastor Haddon. If it's true, this could be her way of taking back the story or making things worse. Will she say something in public, or will the music speak for her? While the GloRilla scandal was still going strong on social media, the biggest aftershock happened in a place no one saw coming, inside the church. No matter where they sat, everyone had something to say. And what began as an online argument quickly turned into a full-on civil war in the Christian and gospel communities. Some well-known gospel singers and church leaders quickly broke ties with both GloRilla and Deitrick Haddon, calling for them to be held responsible and to repent. During a live stream, a megachurch leader who asked not to be named didn't hold back. These days, dogs show up dressed as sheep. What you get when you let the common people walk on holy ground without thinking about it is this: shame, embarrassment, and doubt. Well-known gospel singers like Tasha Cobbs, Leonard, and Tamala Mann were also involved in the trouble, not for taking part but for keeping quiet. Fans flooded the comment parts, telling them they had to speak out or draw the line. It was now clear that this wasn't just about GloRilla. It had to do with how the church looked. At the same time, some younger priests and worship leaders defended GloRilla, saying that the church should be more open and forgiving instead of harsh. A young preacher from Atlanta became famous when he said, "Jesus sat with sinners. He didn't judge them." What would you do if GloRilla came into your church? Would you help her or turn her away because of how she dresses or dances? Don't forget where we all came from. The fight involved people of all ages. Older preachers and fans of traditional gospel wanted to keep church purity and outside influences very separate, but the younger group, many of whom grew up with hip-hop and new GloRilla's music, saw this as a chance to reach out and build bridges. The stress wasn't just in the words. Some churches even canceled events they had planned with Deitrick Haddon because they couldn't back someone who supported disrespecting the holy. We adore Deitrick. He was wrong about this one, though. One choir master said it was a big deal. He has forgotten who is listening to him. Just when things seemed like they could not get any worse, screenshots of church groups, fan forums, and even ministry boards debating whether Christian places should completely ban artists like GloRilla started to go around. It wasn't a matter of taste anymore. It was a place of mental battle. But what might be the most important question of all: has this controversy hurt GloRilla's image in faith-based groups in a way that can't be fixed? Or is there a way for her to make things right, like by saying sorry or having a deeper conversation? Where do GloRilla and Deitrick Haddon go from here? That was the biggest question that people still had after all the fuss, the news, and the protests.